Welcome to our study today at Go Keys College. This is where we're going to take a look at various aspects of Go Keys and make sure that we understand them. So today we got a request to cover the chord sequencer. I'm going to do this very succinctly. I'm not going to go through the manual today, but I'm going to give you the top of the waves to get you rolling along. You know, one of the great things about the Go Keys is the arranger, which allows you to play different beats from the style section. So when you hit that, and you hit arranger, you see all these chords coming up on the screen. F major 9, A minor 9, major 9 capital M, A minor 9, small m, right? So those chords didn't just appear by accident. Those chords are triggered by what is happening on the back end in the chord sequencer. So if we hit chord sequencer, you can see these are the chords that are playing right now. Major 9, minor 9. So the whole thing about the chord sequencer is functionality that enables you choose the chords that play. You could even go a step further and write the chords into the memory of the keyboard so that if you want to play a song over and over again, you just select that chord pattern. So if you hit zoom when you are under the chord sequencer, it zooms in to the specific chord playing. And if you go a step further and you press enter, like over here with the enter button, it shows you more details of what is happening under the hood. See that? And that is just playing the chord you selected alone. So if I exit, it moves on, but I can also hit enter when it goes to another chord I want to zoom in on. Now it's just going to stay at F. Over here we can see the root is F, but we also have the type of chord. In this case it's major 9. Now if I scroll through the options, you see the chord changes. Okay, let's exit. And let's hit zoom again to go back to where we were, okay? So that's what the zoom button does, and that's what the functionality is all about, selecting chords that you want. You can see that chord is now playing differently. Check it out. Listen. See, very weird. F minor, major 9. Weird kind of chord. When you hit list, you've got a list of all the chord patterns. It's called a chord pattern list. Now let's select just a different chord pattern. Says, I edited the pattern. It will be discarded. Are you sure? Gonna say yes. And now we move on to another one. I hope that is all making sense so far. So when you think about what this is really functionality. Chord sequencer is functionality to help you choose chords that you want, okay? Let's exit. So we have a list, which I showed you, a list of the chords. If you hit menu, it shows you things you could do. You could actually write or edit or focus on the intro, ending, or settings and utility. Now that's a lot of firepower. We're not going to go into that today. So let's exit. So right now you understand what happens when you hit chord sequencer, comes in here, and you could choose to turn the chord sequencer off by pressing that one. And if you do that, it's just going to stay static at the chords that it was at when you hit off. Okay? All right, let's stop that. So that's how the chord sequencer works. Go into chord sequencer, go to list, and choose a list from a list of chords. You have up to 304. That's a lot of potential chord patterns. Okay, so just look and find what works for you. Another way you can find what works for you in the list is to hit tag. And if you hit the tag, you can see we have chords that have been labeled as bright, basic, major, those that are 4 measures, those that are dark and minor, those that are calm, peaceful, and other categories. Okay. So if we say, oh, chords that are like afraid, hit enter, and that's showing the afraid list. And if you want to go back and forth between them, well, these arrows over here let you go back and forth between the listing: blue, afraid, danger, so on. Okay, and if you wanted to hear these, just hit the arranger play button, but make sure you have indeed selected it, and you can check it out here. Now if I want to go to what's next on the list, I just hit that, and then I can come down here to the next in the danger list. See? So there's so many things that you do, but remember, these are just chords. Under style, and let me bring this closer. Under style, this is where you have the actual rhythms. So it's one thing to select a rhythm, it's another thing to select the chord sequence or the chord pattern. So let's go to arranger. We're going to play acid jazz, and I'm going to show you how to change the pattern one more time. So let's hit play. Now let's go to the chord sequencer. So you can see what it's done here. This has up to 8 measures. So this is an 8 measure pattern. Let's zoom, okay, and stop. So if you scroll down, you can see this has got 8, right? 8 measures in this sequence, and you may not want up to 8, which is why when you go to the list, when you go to tag, those that are specifically 4 measures alone, 4 MEAS, well, that's all of these. If you want to just focus on 4 measures, but be aware that there are some sequences that are over that. Here's 1, 2, 3. So this is 4 as well. We have a C over E. And that takes us back to style, I beg your pardon, takes us back to chords, where if you, let's say you've selected a chord and you wanted to really go in on the chord D minor 7, you could choose to play a D minor 7 over a G bass, for example. So you could choose a G bass and a D minor 7 playing on top of that G, and it changes the sound drastically. Again, this is where understanding music theory comes in, because there's so many options to choose from regarding chords, but you really need to be intentional knowing what sound you're looking for and why. It could get pretty deep when you begin considering, should I use an 11th, a 13th, a minor 7th, a minor 13th. It's really up to you and the music you're playing. Okay. So you can see some chord patterns will fit certain beats or styles, and some may not. But again, it takes getting used to, it takes practicing over and over again, finding what you like and finding what you don't like, and not repeating the stuff that you don't like. Okay. I hope this gave you some context. There's a lot more to talk about. You know, we could go into each chord and change it from whatever chord it is to something else. And that is just the beginning. If you have anything specific, do let me know. I am yet to cover the manual based on Logan's request, and I will. But for now, I hope this gave you some good perspectives. Take care. Bye for now.